Hi, I'd like to welcome everyone for attending today's talk. You're going to hear about a very exciting gold and silver story located in Sonora, Mexico. I'd also like to thank Frank Holmes and Ralph Aldis for their continued support as long-term shareholders of our stock. I will be making some forward-looking statements today, so I'd like to draw your attention to this slide. Silver VIPR is the third member of the Belcara group that you've heard from today. Just to reiterate the points from the previous presentations, our geos have over 150 years combined experience working all over the world. We can afford to do that because we are able to share a G&A across multiple companies, which gives us a big advantage over our peers. This is a team that has done this before and will continue to have success moving forward. The Belcara group of companies have a specific model. We take a project that is somewhere along the exploration timeline and advance it to a point where a major mining company would purchase the project. We only get involved with projects that have the size potential that would interest the majors. For us, that is 1 million ounces gold equivalent or 100 million ounce silver equivalent. The best example of that for our group was Orco Silver. This is mainly the same group that built and sold Orco. On that project, we put the first drill hole into the ground and grew it to over 270 million ounces of silver, ultimately selling the project for over $375 million in a bidding war between Coeur Mining and First Majestic. The company has completed 2 financings since the IPO in September 2017. We raised $4 million in September 2019 at 25 cents with a half warrant at 35 cents, and then in June 2020, $5.1 million at 36 cents and a half warrant at 50 cents. Both financings were oversubscribed and very successful. The share structure is broken down as follows. At least 57% institutional, 23% management, and the remainder is retail. We don't currently have a corporate with a strategic investment, but given the amount of companies that have gone under CA in the past year, it wouldn't surprise me if one doesn't try to take a position soon. I am very happy with the institutional following we have built in this company. We are very appreciative of the long-term support we have received from US Global and Ingalls & Snyder. Both are very supportive of all the Belcara companies, and in this case got involved while the company was still private. You can see on this slide some of the other funds with large holdings, and I believe we currently have around 20 different funds that own the stock. The company has a low share count. It trades on the TSX Venture under the symbol VIPR and the OTCQB under the symbol VIPRF. The company hit an all-time high of 85 cents in August and is currently trading around 46 cents. We are cashed up to complete phase 2 and begin on phase 3. We are very careful on dilution, and I would like to go back to the market when we get the price back closer to those highs. As you can see, the stock has come off from our highs in the last couple of months. This has happened for 3 reasons. One was we triggered an acceleration clause on the warrants from the first financing. The second was a recent correction in metals prices, and the third was the shares from the June financing becoming free trading. All of these things combined have created an opportunity to build a position at cheaper prices, and the share price is already starting to rebound. Besides the team running the company, the most important thing is the project itself. We have a very good one here with the La Virginia project. We have the right to go to 100% through a very attractive option agreement and a large land package that is highly underexplored. All of the 50,000+ meters in the past was focused on a few targets on a very small portion of the claims. La Virginia is located 220 km east of Hermosillo. This area hasn't seen a lot of exploration. 100 km to the south is the Dolores mine, and 100 km to the north is the El Tigre mine. Mine finders flew the whole range looking for another Dolores and settled on La Virginia being the lookalike. It was their #1 exploration asset, and they spent over $10 million on the project before they were bought by Pan Am. When we looked at the database and did our site visit, the thing that got us most excited was the fact that most of the project hadn't even been mapped or sampled. We saw lots of potential for new discoveries, and that's exactly what we did at the end of the phase 1 program with the El Rubi discovery. Phase 2 drilling has been completely focused on El Rubi and the newly identified anomalies in that portion of the project. Since acquiring the project, we've completed over 20,000 meters and are still drilling our phase 2 program, which will run until we pause for the Christmas break. One of the upcoming major catalysts for the company is the maiden resource for the project. This will incorporate all the historic drilling at Las Huatas in Virginia, as well as all our drilling at El Rubi. We are very excited to get this resource out in the coming months. This project is a low sulfidation system with stockwork veining and breccia zones. The underground workings in the picture are from the historic areas of La Virginia and Virginia. We find that while these zones are very attractive, things start to look even better at El Rubi. You can also see that we have all the historic core stored in a warehouse in Hermosillo and have since rented the warehouse next to that to store our own core. The El Rubi zone has been the focus of our work, and you can see why when you start looking at some of these assays. The nice thing about El Rubi is it sits in a more favorable terrain for open pit mining. It is on a 2K by 2K flat plateau, and while we have these high grades in the main structure, we also get broad low grade zones as well. both in the main Rubi structure and in our new discovery of hole 245. Hole 245 really starts to show the potential of the Rubi area for open pit mining. It is located 100 meters west of the main Rubi structure and hit the widest intercept to date, 110 meters grading 0.75 gold and 38 grams per ton silver. When you look at these images, you can really start to envision a nice open pit. The average open pit heap leach mine in the state operates around a half-gram gold average grade. This slide really shows where all of our work has been focused since the initial Rubi discovery. You can see the location of Rubi and the first of our anomalies that have been tested and are awaiting assays. The team is currently up in the area in the northeast, tightening up that spacing, and they recently identified another zone that will be tested early in phase 3 just off this image to the south. Metallurgy is important for any project. Initially, we sent samples to the University in Hermosillo where they showed us that mineralization is hosted in acanthite and gold and silver are alloyed as electrum. We have also done some basic bottle roll tests, and that work has shown that gold leaches very well, with recoveries over 90% across all grain ranges and silver around 60 to 70%. We are very excited by these results and expect them to get better with additional optimization. In conclusion, this project offers everything that you should be looking for when you're looking to invest in a precious metals explorer. I'd like to thank everyone again for taking time to listen to today's talk, and again to US Global and to Streetwise for putting on this event. I look forward to talking with many of you as you have questions about the project, and hopefully a lot of you will become shareholders of the company moving forward. Thank you again and enjoy the conference.